Hey, Boy Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Off day for the Celtics. We're still working. We're grinding in there. A-Sherrod Blakely can't join me today. He's in there writing, but I'll bring all the facts we learned from the practice floor. Ben Sullivan talking today, as well as Trevion Williams. Got a chance to talk with Juhann Begarin, who is the starting center through one game for the Celtics right now. A guy who's hoping to contend for perhaps a roster spot on this Celtics team that needs some depth big production. And Ben Sullivan had some good things to say about him. Talk about him in the next video, but for now, Trevion Williams, standout performance in game one, I thought, of anybody. He was the most impressive by far. Sullivan saying today he's asking those bigs, Begarin as well as Williams, to do a variety of different things out there, but mostly protect the rim. I thought both struggled a little bit with that outright, but overall it's tough to really judge guys individually, I feel like, at this level, where they've only been together a week. They're learning concepts on the fly in practice over the first 3 or 4 days that they're with each other, and now they're actually trying to implement it into a game setting. Not easy. Thought the Heat hit them hard with a lot of pressure and transition opportunities as well that piled up through the course of the game. So ball control, a big topic of discussion here today. Roderick Thomas had been in that point facilitating role for the most part. Juhann Begarin getting a few reps in that role, as well as J.D. Davison, who was running a great comfortable pick and roll, as we talked about yesterday with Kwani Lunis out here. So many positives Sullivan's taken away from that first game. They do want to ramp up their own defensive intensity, fill some gaps, fill some lanes, but overall Sullivan came away satisfied with that end of the floor. Williams, who spoke with the media today as well, talked about coming off the bench last year for Purdue, a role that forced him to sacrifice in a year where he had NBA aspirations. He goes undrafted, ends up here in Boston, and his passing skills stuck out to his teammates right away. J.D. Davison talked to him yesterday, blown away by what Williams did from the first day.
They just asked him to practice with him. It was crazy present. Like, it was crazy. And just hearing him come out in a real thing and just doing it. I think our connection kind of go together just because we both can pass. So I think it was very good for both of us as our first game.
How much easier does he make the game with that ability?
Say it again?
How much easier does he make the game with that ability as?
Yeah, it's very much easier. Sometimes I can just play out the ball where he can just make the pass, and like sometimes I can play the ball and he can set a screen, go catch an edit, so it's so much easier for me and him both.
Matt Ryan, too. First practice, first minute he saw him, he was throwing those cross-court passes, and it stood out in yesterday's game as well. He's finding cutters left and right. I thought Williams was the biggest reason Begarin shot 10 free throws in the game, and shout out to Begarin hitting 9 of them after pretty dreadful results through his first few career years as a pro, especially last year. I believe he was 56% from the field. But Williams just helps everybody. And that's what he said. He wants to be a guy who puts others in positions to succeed. So really exciting player to watch, a guy who I think is going to have a chance to get on the squad in a two-way role. He didn't really talk about his goals or aspirations out here, just about doing what he does, and he does that one skill incredibly well. All your teammates are really excited about your passing. It feels like everybody's kind of raved about it. Do you remember kind of the earliest moment you started working on that passing, and just, what do you think led most to the development of that part of your game?
It's just something I've always enjoyed. I think it has a lot to do with my personality. I always try to put others before myself. And that goes to say, I'm a pass first big, and even these guys, I know we won't be playing together that long, but I try to get to know them, hopefully they try to get to know me as a player, just the way I play on the court, being able to play off me and knowing what type of player I am. So, coaches stress it a lot. He brings it up in film all the time, and utilize me. I want to be that guy that puts other guys in position to be successful. So and that works. Everybody eats.
The Celtics back in action tomorrow against the Bucks. We'll have coverage here on CLNS Media. Continue to keep tabs on Williams, Davison, Hauser, who really struggled in the opener, and everyone else who's trying to vie for some spots on the low end of the Celtics roster right now. I don't think anyone on this team's going to break through in a big way, but guys are showing skills, including Begarin in some way, that could factor into a depth role, opportunity to be around the team and the coaching and perhaps even Maine in some sort of two-way role next year. So that's what to keep tabs on here in Summer League. Variety of other exciting guys out here. We'll continue to bring all your coverage of Celtics Summer League here on Celtics CLNS, brought to you by com.com/garden. Go get 40% off a premium subscription. That's com.com/garden. Fondue Kabengele, we're going to talk about him in the next video. Go subscribe at Celtics All Access.